So we're going to use our strap and that should do it. Okay, one more drink. Today, let's begin in Shavasana. We'll begin in corpse pose Shavasana. Yes. I've got both my straps here, the one that does not stretch and the one that does stretch. Okay. And here we are, surrender down to the floor. Let your feet fall open wide, let your arms spread wherever they may. They could be done by your sides, like traditional Shavasana, or maybe out to the side or up over your head. Open up your heart space if you like. Just close your eyes for a moment and let's turn our attention inward to center ourselves and to focus on the movement of our breath. It will guide us today through our practice. So, you're ready, just do a few deeper breaths, either in through your nose if it's clear, or if you're congested through your mouth, and then sigh out your mouth, just to kind of signify we're releasing and letting go, just to come together here on the mat. So just take some deep breaths, exhale a lot, sigh through your mouth, let everything go. And from here, with your eyes closed, just take in a gentle, deeper breath, but smooth it out. And if your nose is clear, breathe in and out through your nose. And follow the movement of your nose. Follow that air in. Feel the nostrils cool as you inhale and they warm as you exhale. Notice your nostrils. Just evening out your breath. Go a little deeper. Let that breath reach down into your low belly. And imagine you're filling up a glass of water with your air. You fill the bottom of your lungs or your belly first, and then the ribs, and then finally the collarbone area. Whenever you exhale, let it go out that reverse direction from the collarbones first, then the ribs, and then the belly. We might call this complete breath or Durga breath, three-part breath. And then we're going to introduce some movement. When you're ready, with your next inhale, reach those arms overhead. You draw your feet together and point your toes. Full body stretch. Whenever you exhale again, tuck those knees into your chest and pull your chin into, curl into a ball. Engage your belly. And then with an inhale, reach long one more time. With an exhale, tuck into that ball, pull tight. And this time, let your feet come down, but keep your knees bent and windshield wiper your feet. from side, or your knees rather, from side to side. Starting to get some mobility in the low back and massage those glutes. And then from here, taking the left ankle on top of the right knee, press that knee, that left knee away from you a little bit. We're just going to stretch before moving. Pull that right thigh in, give it a nice squeeze. Breathe. Breathe into that left hip, that left glute muscle group. Then bring the right foot down, but keeping that ankle on top of the knee. Let your knees fall to the right. Maybe your gaze turns to the left. You get a little rotation in your cervical spine, in your neck. And then back up. Uncross and switch sides. Right ankle on top of the left knee. Push that right knee away a little bit. Just feel some pressure in your ball socket joint in that hip. And then pull that left thigh in. Breathe. Breathe right in. Lots of gentle pressure here since we haven't warmed up yet. Just testing the waters. Getting a little head with our stretch. And then dropping the left foot. Let that foot and knee fall to the left. And gaze over to the right maybe. Only if it feels good and not like a strain. There's no strain. Breathe. Breathe into that right hip space. Relax that right hip space. And then back up. Maybe hug your knees and move from side to side. And then from here, we're going to roll front and back and eventually find our way onto our hands and knees. So however you like to get there. Rolling up and then maybe over your shins, however you want to get there. And then curling your toes under when you are in this pose. Send your hips back and rock from side to side. Yes, that feels so good. Wonderful. And then coming up into that table position, you can flip the tops of our feet down, maybe a little tap. And then we're going to find that movement, cat cows, open up that back, open up the spine and the back, belly and chest. So when you inhale, let the belly drop. Bend your elbows a little and spread across your chest on purpose. And then when you're ready to exhale, curl that tail under and start to round, tuck the chin in, push the air out. Imagine space between each vertebrae. And then flip with your inhale, belly down, gaze up. Imagine there is space between your vertebrae, but it's the anterior side of your vertebrae, the inside. Whenever you exhale, just follow your own breath for 2 more breaths. Taking your time, feel the breath move with your body. That's how we stay connected. And then break free. Let your hips go from side to side. Nice side bend. See how that feels. Get into your armpit area. Maybe sinking those hips back and the arms forward. Little informal child's pose. And then we're going to come up and find a bit of spinal twist to turn on our belly and our spine muscles. So Bringing that left hand to the right a little more towards center line. Kick that left heel out behind you. And then take that right hand out in front. Just stretch and reach. Flex the toes towards the floor. Breathe. Imagine a nice flat back. Even out those hips. And then do a crunch with an exhale, elbow to knee. And extend on an inhale. We're going to do just 2 more of those. Just waking up the belly. Finding some coordination, focusing on control. When that feels complete, drop your hand and knee and send your hips back for child's pose. Nice rest for that left hand. Let everything go. Maybe do a sigh through the mouth with your exhale. And then let's prepare to do the other side. Now we're going to bring that right hand in a little bit towards the midline. Kick the right foot back, flex those toes, let that feel strong, and then introduce the left arm. Reach, reach, reach. Find a nice straight back here. Imagine your hips are level with each other. That right hip is not floating up. Just imagine that's true. And we're going to add that movement, synchronize with your breath. Exhale, curl in, elbow towards the knee, scrunch, push air out. Whenever you inhale, reach. Try not to rush. Try to keep it even and slow. Nice, even exhale. And a nice, even inhale. Just doing 3 total, so whenever you're finished, you can sink back into that child's pose again. But no rush. Reach, reach, reach. And then find that child's pose. Do the side. Beautiful. And gently bring your hands towards your face, coming back up into the table. We're going to find our way into our down dog. Do a little bit of flow, a little bit of yoga flow. Open up the rest of our joints, get some blood moving. And when you're ready, kick those hips up. And knees can be bent a lot in this first one, so you can focus on your hands and your arms, shoulders, and your tail. Let the head be super loose. It just dangles off your neck. Spread those fingers, press into your palms. Press the shoulders towards your toes. Imagine that tailbone is reaching up and there's a scoop in your belly. Can't see with my shirt like that, but imagine your belly kind of scoops out back towards your spine. There's a nice scoop in your belly. Then let's pedal out those feet. Keeping the integrity of that spine. Dangle the head, make sure that's loose. Eventually find stillness here. Just generating a little bit of heat in the upper body. Breathe. And then look between your hands. When you're ready, walk or step forward. Press on your shins, peek forward. And then fold in. Hug the back of your legs. Oh, baby. Pedal out those feet. Good. And then when you're ready, let's round up. Arms circle overhead. Grab your left wrist, bend to the right. Come back up, open, spread the heart space open, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Let's tuck the tail under here, and then bring your arms back up. You gotta tuck this in. And then over to your left. Grab that right wrist, keep that right hip out. Back up. And then we love to interlace those fingers, open up the chest on purpose, pulling those knuckles down. And then let that lead the way down into a forward fold, that heart. And rounding the back as much as you need to. Keep those hands up and away from your low back. Then gently release, bring the fingertips down towards the floor. Pedal out those knees. Sigh out a breath. And then your next inhale, press on your shins, flatten your back to prepare it. And then plant your hands, step both feet back into the top of your plank. Hips are lifted enough. Top of the back is lifted. Squeeze those elbows in and then pull your chest forward and up, upward facing dog. It's the first one. If it doesn't feel great, just come down to Sphinx pose. It's a gentler back bend. Whichever version you're in, prepare for down dog. So curl the toes under, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Breathe. Let's take that right foot high. Squeeze it in that knee. Take that knee in towards your chin. And then take that right foot high one more time, three-legged dog. And then step it forward, finding that runner lunge that we love to start with. Nice strong back leg. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then from here, coming up into a crescent warrior. I'm gonna drop the knee on this first one, but you could leave it lifted if you like. Arms circle up overhead. Breathe. And then open a twist. Right arm would go back, left arm forward. Gaze back at your right thumb if you can, and then sink in deeper. Whether your knee is lifted or down, get this hip nice and open. Beautiful. Then cartwheel the hands down. Actually, we're going to take that right hand inside the right foot, and then we're going to find a forward fold. So walk your hands into the middle, peekaboo through the legs. Plant your hands down. Got a wide-legged forward fold. The outer edges of your feet are parallel with each other. Walk your hands back towards your heels, and let your head be heavy and dangle. You can engage your thighs here if you like. Beautiful. And then we're gonna find Skandasana. Deep lunge in that left side, straighten out the right leg, bring that those right toes up. I suppose. Okay, and then we're actually gonna turn towards the back of your mat and find your runner lunge here. So hands on either side of that left foot. Nice, strong, straight right leg. We pause here, find the space. Find the space in that hip flexor. And then we're going to drop that back knee or keep it lifted if we did the other one if you want. Bring your arms up, supported, crescent warrior, gaze up. We're in full moon time. We love that. Full moon. Imagine there's a nice big moon in between your hands. And then open for the twist. Left arm back, right arm forward. Gaze back towards your left hand. Breathe. Beautiful. Cartwheel those hands down inside of the left foot, and we're gonna find another forward fold. Walk your hands back towards the center. Level out those feet, making them parallel with each other. And this time you can try a different version. You could interlace those fingers behind your back and lift your hands up away from your head if you like, or you could bind your big toes and pull your body down. Either way, let's engage our thighs. Strong thighs, head is loose. Arms are engaged, either up towards the ceiling or maybe pulling on your big toes. And then gently we're going to release that and Skandasana towards the front of our mat. Left leg goes straight, toes go up. Breathe. Beautiful. And then we're going to pivot towards the front. Take hands on either side of that right foot. Plant those hands. Take the foot up for a three-legged dog. Plant your foot in down dog when you're ready. Just breathe. Taking that left foot high, twirl the foot, get ready. We're gonna crunch that knee into our chin one time. And then take that foot high. And we're gonna step that foot forward. Runner lunge here. We're gonna do a different sequence than before, but we'll do both sides, just like we did both sides in that one. Breathe here, let it feel good. Drop that right knee. We're gonna take that left hand inside of the right hand for lizard pose. I'm gonna take my left foot and inch it out towards the outer edge of the mat a little bit more. And from here, I'm really leaning forward. I'm gonna let this knee actually fall off to the side a little bit. And I'm gonna come down my forearms if that's available. Maybe you have a block. Just opening up this space a little more. Beautiful. Pressing up. And then from here, lifting that back knee, we're gonna come to that wide-legged stance again. We're gonna come up this time to start. So as soon as your feet are wide, bring your hands to your hips and gently come up. Beautiful. From here, arms reach up. Going to angle my feet out to the side and take our knees down for goddess pose. You can take your hands in goal post if you like, or you can reach them out at an angle, you choose. It's first time, just a little bit of some static strength. Breathe. Imagine pressing your knees out and sinking that tail low. Breathe. Beautiful. Come back up to a star. And we're going to point towards the back of your mat. Point all 10 toes towards the back of the mat. Bring your hands to your hips. I'm going to shorten my stance. I took that left foot in a little bit. And my feet are like they're on railroad tracks. So they're hip distance apart, but all 10 toes are facing forward. Hands on my hips. I'm going to look up, open my chest. I'm going to hinge forward from here. Pyramid pose. Go as far as you can until you feel that stretch. Press into both feet and then round the rest of the way. You can leave your hands where they're at or bring them down around that right foot. Let the head go if you can where you are. This is a balancing pose, even though both feet are down. So use your core. Not that we couldn't have our core engaged all the time, but definitely engage that core. And one more stretch. And we're gonna bend that right knee a little bit, coming into half moon. Step those, or walk those hands rather forward in front of your foot, that right foot about a foot or so. And then lots of weight in that right foot. Lift the back leg up, nice and straight and flexed, just like we did when we started. You can stay right here or take that left arm up, opening up your heart to the side. Gaze might be up at the ceiling. Breathe, nice, strong, straight, breathe. Then taking that left hand back down, squeeze the left thigh behind the right thigh, curtsy squat, and then send that left foot all the way back again. Stepping it down, walk your hands back in the middle. And from here, take a deep breath, press on the floor and flatten your back, peek up, and then fold in. Whichever version you like here, maybe big toes I'm gonna try this time. Wrapping my 2 peace fingers and my thumb around my big toes and pulling my head towards the floor. My thighs are engaged, strong legs. Maybe shifting some weight into the balls of my feet, pulling a little more. Breathe. And then gently walk your hands out in front and towards the front of the mat. And then from here, we're going to find oh, yes. Actually, guys, we're going to walk our hands back and do some more goddess. So while we love that Wide-legged forward fold. Thank you, wide-legged forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips and we'll just come up from there. Great. Now we're back on track. Feet angled out, arms lift, open the heart, feel the star shape, and then bend those knees down wide. I'm gonna take my fingers and release behind my head this time and just find that tick-tock, right? Opening the side bodies as well as contracting and finding some heat in our oblique muscles. So gently following your breath. You might be exhaling as you bend, and inhaling as you come up. Just do one more each side. Beautiful. Maybe arms out to the sides and go lower, and then come all the way up. Yay. Now let's cartwheel our hands down towards this side and step that right foot forward. And from here, now it's easy to come up into the pyramid pose. So hands on your hips, nice and stable, recognizing that this is a balancing pose. So take your belly, pull it in, tuck your tail under, nice shoulders together in the back, and then fold forward. Keeping the integrity of that chest, shoulder blades squeeze together as far as you can go. And then around the rest of the way, pressing into both feet, checking that they are pointing towards the front of your mat, all 10 toes. And you could stay here. You could bring your fingers down to the floor, or like we've been doing, you could interlace those fingers behind your back and bring the arms up. You choose. We're going to have strong thighs here, so engage those thigh muscles. Beautiful. And then release those hands. Bend into that front knee a little bit and take the hands out in front a foot or so, lifting the right leg up, preparing for our half moon. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You can stay right there or bring the right arm up for the half. Gaze up if you can, if it's available. Otherwise, your gaze is down, or maybe even off to the side if you are reaching that right hand up. You might own balance. Come in and out. That's what it's all about. Gaze, reach, strong. And then take the right hand down, squeeze that right thigh behind your left thigh, and then send that right foot all the way back. Plant your hands on either side of the foot to prepare for three-legged dog. Then when you're ready, left leg high, three-legged dog. And then step that foot down and spread those fingers wide. Breathe, feel the space we opened. Scoop out that low belly. Imagine that belly button is moving inward towards your rib cage at an angle, actually. And then walk your hands to the back of the mat. Let that head dangle. Grab elbows if you like. Ragdoll here a little bit. And then plant the left fingers down in front of you so that you can open a twist. Right hand high, left knee bends a lot. Reach. Wrap the right hand behind your back, then open that shoulder. Gently pressing the right hand into the back of your low back. Then take the hand high again and trade. Right hand down, right knee bends a lot. Left arm reaches high. Breathe right into that left hip. Breathe and reach. Left hand behind. Press the back of your hand into your low back and breathe. Bring that left arm back up and down. And then from here, we're going to do one chair pose. Bring those toes together. Spread those toes wide. So big toes touch, toes spread wide. Outer edges of your feet are moving towards parallel. I'm going to squeeze my knees together and bring them down, and then pivot my torso up. Imagine that tail is moving backwards, but you've got that scoopish in your belly again. Pull that belly button in and up, engage. Arms are reaching. You've got that moon in between your hands. Breathe. Breath. And then gently come all the way up to standing, arms at your side, mountain pose. We're gonna draw our shoulders up and then roll them back and down. Press into the bottoms of your feet. Tuck that tail under, belly is pulled up and in. Then take your arms up overhead. We'll do one side bend here. It's a bit of a balance with your toes touching, so be careful. Bend. Back up, open. And then to the other side. Up and open. And release those fingers one last time. Open your heart. Pull those knuckles down. Beautiful. Then we're going to come down to the mat. So when you're ready, we'll find our straps. Come down to the mat. And then from here, we're going to take a stretchy one. We're going to wrap it around both feet. So bend your knees as much as you need to wrap it around both feet. Stand, flex those toes, nice strong toes. We're going to do bilateral curls. But before we do that, we're going to set up our upper body. So roll the shoulders down and back. Reach the crown of your head up. Belly is in. Legs can be strong here. Strong legs. Then we're going to take our hands up. We're just going to test and see like the length and see how that is. But shoulders are still back. You can always adjust. And then when you're ready, we're going to do some gentle curls together. So curling that stretchy throat back towards your body. And this is where we use control both on the extension, flex those triceps, and the curl. Slow and controlled. Toes can be flexed, thighs are engaged. Beautiful. Lots of effort here, engaging the triceps as well as the biceps when you are extending. Let both be involved in the movement, the counterparts to each other. Do two more. Breathe. Beautiful. We're going to scooch down a little bit and bring our feet up. Both legs go up. We still have the strap around. And then from here, we're going to do some lowering of the legs, but you get to control some of that pressure with your hands. Just like we were sitting upright, roll those shoulder blades underneath you so that your chest is open. Legs are engaged, flex those thighs, and then when you're ready, begin to lower with control. Gently bringing them back up. Nice and easy. If you're following your breath, you inhale on the way down with those feet. And you exhale coming up. But if you're going so slow, you might have more than one breath per lowering and lifting. But just giving your body a lot of time to be present with it. Maybe each time coming a little closer with those legs. We did a lot of opening of our hips and thighs. So we might just be limited by your muscles right now, by strength and not the tightness of our muscles. When you think you're done, do at least one more. Breathing, not holding our breath. I'm going to do one more from here. That need to be my most conscious one. Beautiful. You may have already bent your knees. If not, you can bend and take that strap out from underneath. Let's give those knees a hug and rock back and forth. Do some breathing and sighing if you like. Wonderful. Then we're going to do some single leg lifts, Pilates style. So flexing the toes back towards your face, but kind of like you're wearing a high heel. So kind of flexed, kind of pointed. I'm going to pull, I'm going to lift my chest and head. I'm going to pull that right knee in with like two little pulls and then trade. Left knee, pull, pull. Right knee, pull, pull. Getting our upper abs here with your chest off the floor, with your shoulders off the floor. Engaged legs when you extend. Pull, pull. Need one more with each side. Beautiful. Let those feet come down. Do a full body stretch. Reach the feet on the floor away from you and reach those arms overhead. Let that feel good for your tummy. From here, we'll do some bridge to counteract beautiful ab space that we just worked. So bringing the hands down by your hips, pull those feet up, knees towards the ceiling. Maybe point your toes in a little bit. And then roll onto the backs of the shoulder blades again, just opening up the heart. Then when you're ready, push through the heels, lift those hips. Interlace the fingers underneath if you want and shimmy to the top of your shoulders, or just keep those palms flat on the floor. Just open, stretch the belly space. And you could use your thighs here. You could turn off your glutes completely and use your thighs and your back, or use all three. Press forward with your shins. Hip points pointing up, and then lower down. Hug those hips, rock from side to side. Beautiful. Feet down. And from here, we're going to find the strap again. Going to do some boat pose with some shoulder opening. You could stay on the ground, frankly, right, like you are, and bring those hands up in front of you, maybe like a foot apart with this. And we're going to practice opening wider and wider. Or you could do this in boat pose where you are engaging the abs too. I'm going to practice that, but just imagine each time that you're opening your shoulder, your hands away from each other, that you're lengthening a little bit further. You're pulling a little bit more with the strap, pulling a little harder. Breathe. Okay, that sounds pretty good right about there. Come up to a seated position. Give those hip flexors a rest. I'm going to take the strap that is not stretchy and I'm going to stretch my arms from here. So I'm going to take that strap over my right shoulder and grab with my right hand, right elbow up towards the ceiling. I'm going to grab strap somewhere with my left hand and just kind of inch those hands together until you have a decent stretch. Opening up the left shoulder, the front of the left shoulder, but also this right tricep. Breathe. And then release. Try the other side. Taking the strap in your left hand, take the strap over your left shoulder, grab with your right hand somewhere. And I'm sure there's a different distance here. different mobility in that right shoulder for me, maybe for you too. But just find the spot, not forcing anything. Breathe. Breathe and let some of that breath invite opening, invite a loosening of the shoulder and the tricep. Beautiful. And then gently release. We're gonna come back down onto our back and take this non-stretchy strap and do our legs with it. So when you're ready, pull that right knee in and wrap that strap under the ball of that foot and extend that foot up towards the ceiling. That left leg, it can be strong and straight flexed if you like, or point the toes, or just let it be relaxed. And then pull, flex the right toes towards you, finding a straightish leg. Doesn't matter if your angle is wherever it is where your body will tell you where to go. So you find that edge where you know it's lengthening, but it's not in pain. Little discomfort, medium discomfort, but no pain. Finding more space in the calf, let the toes come towards you even more. And take this strap in the left hand and let that leg fall over across your body towards the left. Right arm can go off to the side. Take your time. Breathe. Gaze off to the right. Breathe. Then bringing that leg back up, can trade hands with the strap. Let that right leg fall to the right, opening up and taking it nice and slow. Left arm can go out to the left. Maybe your gaze follows that left hand. Just breathe. If it's too much pressure on that inner thigh, then prop a block or pillow underneath that right thigh. Breathe. And when you're ready, take that right leg back up. Give it a nice squeeze and bend the knee and release. Hug that knee. Actually take it over to the left. With your left hand, right arm out to the side. Nice spinal twist here. While we have that knee. Give your knee a hug and then extend the leg. Put that left knee in, nice hug. And then wrap the strap under the foot and extend that leg. That right leg can be strong down there, or you can let it go. Left leg, you want it straight and flex the toes. Wherever that angle is totally fine. Let your leg decide. Flex toes. Gentle pressure. Breathe. And then take that strap in your right hand and let that leg fall across your body. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Left arm out to the side. Breathe. What are you letting go of here? What muscles can be released? And gently, gently take that leg back up. Trading hands with the strap. Let that leg fall open, right arm out to the side. Maybe gaze towards your right and that gravity support, no forcing. Breathe. Breath here. Back up. Pull gently and release the strap. Give that knee a hug. And then over to the right with that knee. Holding on to it with your right hand, left arm out to the side. Mine are floating. My hand is floating and my knee. Just like gravity, help it out. Then gently coming back through center, give that knee a hug. And then extend that leg. Find your corpse pose, find Shavasana, ending where we began. Arms could be off to the side, palms up, or maybe even overhead. Feel like that opening of your heart feeling. Wherever you find yourself, those feet fall open wide and you are surrendered. Feel heavy on your mat. Eyes are closed and let everything go. And notice your breath again. If it feels good to reach those arms overhead, do that. And then gently rolling over onto your side. Press up into your seated position when you are ready. Pressing those palms in front of your heart space, tuck that chin. This peace that we generated, stillness, space in our body and maybe our minds as well. We'll take that with us through the day, knowing just a breath away to let something go. That space, that light, that expansive light in me honors that light and space in you. Namaste.